Can you guess what this girl was recently arrested in Saudi Arabia for? Take your time, no rush. You getting the idea? That's right, she was arrested for what she's wearing. Now look guys, all jokes aside, this is actually a serious case because this girl is actually facing possible beheading for this. But before we get into all that, let's go through the basic facts because this story really hasn't had the mainstream and media attention that it should. Funny that, isn't it? But let's go through and talk about it. So this girl is actually a model. She was arrested by the police in Riyadh, I might be mispronouncing that, for wearing a mini skirt and her top. So what's happened? Well, the young woman known as only as Model Khulood, who was filmed walking through an ancient Saudi Arabian fort wearing a miniskirt and bearing her midriff, has been arrested according to Saudi Arabia State TV. The video first shared on Snapchat shows her walking around an empty historical fort in Ushayqir, I'm putting it on the screen, and a village north of the capital Riyadh, in the desert region of Najd, where many Saudi Arabia's most conservative tribes and families are from. A Riyadh police spokesman said in the statement she admitted to visiting the site in question with a male guardian and that the viral video was published by an account attributed to her without her knowledge. Competing Twitter hashtags emerged after the video emerged, with one demanding the woman arrested and another asserting that freedom of dress should not be a crime. Abraham al-Masif, might be mispronouncing that, a Saudi raider with more than 41,000 followers on Twitter, wrote on his official account that allowing people to disobey the law leads to chaos. Just like we call on people to respect the laws of countries they travel to, people must also respect the laws of this country, he wrote. Well, that's interesting. So that means that when you come to Australia or America or whatever it may be, you don't have to wear your hijab, because that's not the law in the country, right? Hey, I'm just using your logic. Reports that she was being hunted by religious police appear to have been stood up this afternoon as Imra, I'm putting it on the screen, reported her arrest. Riyadh police arrested a woman dressed in indecent clothing in the village of Ishtar and has sent her to the public prosecutor, the network said in a tweet. Social media is widely popular in Saudi Arabia as a space to vent frustrations and gauge public opinion. With more than half the population of Saudi Arabia under 25 years old, the country's 30-year-old heir to the throne, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, has pushed for greater openings for entertainment in the part of the country's youth. But strict gender segregation rules and other restrictions on women's movement remains in place. Okay, so now that we've talked about basically what happened, let's talk about possible punishment that this girl is facing, because this is where this shit gets serious. Now, another woman has actually been caught with a similar situation in the past, so we can use that as a rough guide. However, there are a few differences between the two women. The woman that was being caught in the past was actually wearing a dress that went past her knees, and as far as I know, was not actually showing off her midriff. Also, the movements that this last girl was actually using in the actual video are leading to a lot of people to think that she was actually moving in a very seductive way, which is also very frowned upon in Saudi Arabia as well. So not only is the fact that she's showing her midriff, she's wearing a mini skirt, and it's the way that she's dancing along in the video. I've got a copy of it on the screen, you can see what I mean. So this is obviously a more serious case than the previous case. But let's talk about the previous. A recent similar crime to that of Model Khulood was committed by a male al-Shari, who shared a photo of herself wearing a skirt and no hijab on the streets of Riyadh in December 2016. Like Khulood, she was promptly arrested and her case was filed by the police. Various Western news agencies speculated that she would be lashed for her offence, but there has been no official statement to corroborate this. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, just means there's no statement. Certain sections of Saudi social express a severe and contempt for al-Shari on Twitter, as they've done for Khulood's case. One said, "The least punishment for her is beheading her." Another ad, "Kill her and throw her body to the dogs," according to the Daily Mail. It is possible that the global media attention has pressured Saudi authorities into downplaying the incident. Not wishing to cause a diplomatic fallout, this is a factor that will also be pertinent to Khulood's case. And that's when it starts going on. However, Khulood's choice of retirement was far more revealing than al-Shari's, whose skirt fell below her knees and arms were covered. Khulood was also filmed moving her body, which is what I said earlier, with a degree of freedom that will no doubt be regarded as sexual provocation by the state's religious police. Women in Saudi Arabia are expected to wear a loose-fitting abaya, which covers them from shoulder to toe, and hijab or headscarf. Look, this is actually quite a serious thing. This girl is actually facing a possible beheading or public lashings for wearing this, and all I can think is if that's the punishment that she has to do, I would turn around as a different country and say, we will gladly take her off your hands. You can ban her from Saudi Arabia and she can actually seek political refugee in America, Australia, whatever it may be. That would be the only option I could think of that would actually probably save this girl. Otherwise, she is going to get God knows what happened to her for this. It is insane. The biggest problem that I have with this is that on the day where this was happening, Feminist Frequency or Anita Sarkeesian was going on about Doctor Who. She was going on about Doctor Who having their first female doctor, but how it's not progressive enough. You are literally making that tweet on a day where a girl has been hunted and arrested by the religious police for wearing a fucking miniskirt and showing off her midriff and not wearing her hijab. For her choice of clothing, she is facing possible lashings, beheading, God knows what. But it's okay, Anita. Please tell us how we're not progressive enough, but yet when it comes to this, you do not say a fucking word. But that's going to be another video where I fully lay into feminism, so stay tuned for that one because it's coming real soon. Apart from that, guys, look, I'm going to leave this video here before I go on a 20-minute rant about feminism. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think this girl deserves A, lashings, B, beheadings, or C, this is fucking ridiculous? I'm taking C on the options. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Also, guys, just very quickly, obviously share the shit out of this video. Maybe if we can get enough mainstream media attention on this, maybe we might be able to save this girl from being beheaded. We don't know. Let's try. But apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night.